Today's Kansas City Chiefs report is presented by Magic Spoon. Get a box or get 4 boxes for $5 off at magicspoon.com/Chiefs. Tons of great flavors, high in protein and 0 grams of sugar. Guys, this cereal is absolutely fantastic. It is the best on the market right now. So get going at magicspoon.com/Chiefs. All right, so today's show, we're going to break down the Chiefs roster cuts as they have trimmed down to their initial 53-man roster. I want to put this question on your radar. If you're getting the news from me right away here, you can answer this question toward the end of the show. But what is your biggest surprise roster cut for the Chiefs this year? Again, we're going to go through the entire 53-man roster right now and outline some of those surprise roster cuts. We, of course, will start with the offense and go quarterbacks first here. Pretty simple. 2 guys, Patrick Mahomes, Chad Henne, Shane Buechele gets cut. He will likely land on the practice squad, I would assume. I guess he could get poached by another team, and there are a couple of teams that could use a backup quarterback, but I'm fairly confident that he will clear waivers and return to Kansas City onto the practice squad. I think that is the goal, but obviously, as long as Patrick Mahomes stays healthy, you're going to be just fine. Speaking of which, 40 touchdowns for Patrick Mahomes this year. That's what I'm setting the over-under at. Type O for over 40. Type U for under 40. Get your votes in. Will he have over or under 40 touchdowns this season for Patrick Mahomes? Let me know down in the comments. Running backs, pretty simple. 3 backs, 1 fullback. Clyde Edwards-Helaire, Darrell Williams, and Jarrett McKinnon are your 3 running backs, and then Michael Burton is your 1 fullback. Darwin Thompson, Derek Gore, they both get cut. We'll see if one or both of those guys returns to the practice squad, but no real surprises at this position. Help us out. Help us reach 19,000 subscribers as soon as possible. We'll get you the latest Chiefs news, rumors, and a whole lot more almost on a daily basis at this point. We're 100 subscribers away from 19K. Can we get there today? It's up to you guys. Share that link below with a friend, youtube.com/ChiefsTV. Hit that big red button and subscribe for more videos. Let's go wide receiver now, and this is kind of when the surprises begin. Only 5, Tyreek Hill, Mecole Hardman, Byron Pringle, Demarcus Robinson, and Daurice Fountain, and I am pretty shocked by this one. Marcus Kemp, released, does not make the 53-man roster. I thought he was kind of a fringe lock, if I'm being completely honest. I thought he was, on the bubble, but on the right side of it. I thought other guys were way more on the bubble than he was. I'm pretty shocked by this one. I'll be honest with you, and there's a couple of moves at other positions that make this one a little interesting to me. Obviously, I trust Brett Veach. I trust Andy Reid and this coaching staff, but I'd be lying if I said I wasn't pretty caught off guard by Marcus Kemp getting cut. I thought he had a great camp. Thought he was great in the preseason. He gives you a different look at receiver as a bigger guy at 6'4", and he's been a core special teams player. So pretty surprised that Marcus Kemp gets cut. We told you guys yesterday Cornell Powell would get released, but wanted to reaffirm that one today. 5th-round pick. There he goes. I mean, that's the competition at wide receiver for Kansas City. But make no mistake, Marcus Kemp getting cut, I think that is the biggest surprise on today's news when it comes to the 53-man roster. Tight end. So you go light at receiver with 5, you go heavy at tight end with 4. Travis Kelce, Blake Bell, Noah Gray. Jody Fortson also makes the roster as well. He met with the media today when Andy Reid confirmed that he made the roster. Great story for him. I'm excited that he has made it. I think he can be a real weapon here. Chiefs might run some 14 personnel with 4 tight ends on the field. Who knows? We saw that during the preseason in the final game there. So I'm excited for him. We'll see how much he plays during the regular season, but kudos to him for working hard. It's finally paid off. He makes the 53-man roster. Excited for Jody Fortson. Also excited for dinner because I'm eating Magic Spoon tonight, and you can too at magicspoon.com/Chiefs. Get $5 off all of their fantastic flavors. I love the peanut butter. I'm also a fan of the cocoa flavor as well, but there's tons of different ones out there. But it's not just delicious. It's really the health benefits that make this cereal different. High in protein, 13 to 14 grams per serving. Low in carbs, sweet and delicious, but 0 grams of sugar. That is correct, 0 grams of sugar. I've liked cereal my whole life, but I had to cut it out because most of those mainstream cereals are way too high in sugar and in fat. That is not the case with Magic Spoon. check the comments, check the description. The link will be right there. It's magicspoon.com/Chiefs. Get $5 off and try all of their delicious flavors. All right, final position group on the offensive line, or of the offense, is offensive line. Nailed this one in my 53-man roster projection. 10 guys, 11 if you count Kyle Long, but he's not on the 53-man. He will start on the PUP list, the physically unable to perform list, which means he misses the first 6 weeks of the season. Andrew Wiley makes the team. Laurent Duvernay-Tardif makes it. Obviously, we broke down the trade last night of Yasir Durant. No major surprises. Some thought maybe LDT or Wiley could get cut or traded, but they make the roster for now. Obviously, once Long gets healthy, the Chiefs will have to make a decision somewhere on the roster if they decide to activate him. If you were hyped about the Chiefs' offense this year, which you should be because the only positional question mark was O-line and that was fixed, type me, spam me in the comments because, hey, this offense, I think it's going to score a ton of points, should be the best in the league. Type me if you are hyped for this group. All right, let's go to the defensive side of the ball. I nailed this position group as well. 9 guys make it. Frank Clark, Derek Nottie, Jaron Reed, and Chris Jones. Alex Okafor, Kalen Saunders, Tershawn Wharton, Mike Dana, and Joshua Kando. No Tim Ward, no Damone Harris. Those were a couple of guys on the bubble, but a lot of competition here. And with Chris Jones playing more defensive end, and Michael Dana emerging a little bit more here, Kando showed something. Pretty set right now on this front. Obviously, if Clark gets suspended, that could change things at some point. But for now, this is what this unit looks like. Who will lead the Chiefs in sacks? That's what I want to know from you guys down in the comments. Who will lead Kansas City in sacks this year? I think it's going to be Chris Jones running away. I think he has 12-plus sacks. But let me know. Who do you guys think will lead Kansas City in sacks? Another surprise here at linebacker. They go 6, and Darius Harris makes the team. Interesting here. Anthony Hitchens, Nick Bolton, Willie Gay Jr., we'll talk more about him in a sec, Ben Neiman, Dorian O'Daniel, and Darius Harris. Weird to me to go Darius Harris over Marcus Kemp. I'm surprised by that decision, but that's just the way they decided to do it. Willie Gay Jr. has an injury, turf toe. This was being rumored on the internet yesterday. Andy Reid confirmed it today. Didn't really say how significant it is, but this is something to monitor because entering year 2, this was supposed to be a big year for him. So more Nick Bolton early on in the year. Obviously, you'll lean on Anthony Hitchens. Good news is you have Ben Neiman. Quarterback now, 6 guys. A kind of interesting story here. We'll get to Chris Lammons in a minute. L'Jarius Sneed, of course. Charvarius Ward, Mike Hughes. Those are going to be your starters, it looks like. Rashad Fenton's a starting caliber player. He's your CB4 for now. DeAndre Baker makes the team. And then Chris Lammons, he makes the team, and I like the CB room, by the way. Very, very solid. But funny story on Lammons, they initially were going to waive him, but the Chiefs caught wind, I guess, that they thought he was going to get poached, so they decided to bring him back. So again, a potential player that took a spot from Marcus Kemp away, Chris Lammons. They didn't want to lose him. They wanted to bring him back onto the practice squad. Didn't feel like that would happen, so they opted to keep him on the 53-man roster. Remember when we were kind of concerned about this CB room? All of a sudden, feels a lot better after training camp. Safety now. This was pretty easy from the onset. 4 guys, Tyrann Mathieu, Dan Sorensen, Juan Thornhill, and then Armani Watts. No surprises here. Again, we'll continue to monitor Sorensen versus Thornhill throughout the season, but right now Dan Sorensen is ahead. Watts is your special teams guy, so no real surprises at this position. Speaking of the Honey Badger, how many picks will he have this year? What do you guys think for Tyrann Mathieu? 10 the last couple of years combined. I think 6 2 years ago and 4 last year, so maybe 5 this year, even 15 for his 3-year contract with the Chiefs. Let's hear it. How many picks will Honey Badger have? And then, of course, the specialists. No surprise. Harrison Butker is your kicker. Tommy Townsend is the punter, and then James Winchester is your long snapper. And you add all of that up, your 53-man roster is set. So I asked you this question at the beginning. I want to ask you guys here before we sign off on today's show. Biggest surprise roster cut? I think it's got to be Marcus Kemp. I thought he was safe. I thought he was secure. There were other guys on the bubble. Darius Harris wasn't even really on my radar. I thought he was on the bubble, but on the outside looking in, and he makes it over Kemp. Bit surprised by that. Let me know. Biggest surprise roster cut for you guys. That's all for today's show. Obviously, some more roster moves could come as guys clear waivers over the next 24 hours. We'll keep you guys covered here on the Chiefs Report at youtube.com/ChiefsTV. Make sure you subscribe, turn on those notifications, and we'll see you very soon with the latest Chiefs news and rumors.